Question: why is Donald Trump's entire life surrounded by the number 88?
Trump Plaza was on 88 Morgan Street.
88 Morgan, formerly known as the Trump, built by none other than Donald Trump.
Trump says he collected $88 billion in tariffs.
Sir, we've taken in $88 billion in tariffs. Isn't that a beautiful thing? $88 billion!
Trump was indicted with 88 criminal charges.
Donald Trump, of course, is facing 88 criminal charges in 4 cases.
He received 88 military endorsements.
In an open letter, 88 retired military generals and admirals pledged their support for Donald Trump.
During the campaign, Trump asked everyone to text a code that started with the number 88.
And if you want to help, text vote to 88022.
Trump first teased running for president on The Oprah Show in 1988.
Video that's gone viral of Donald Trump in 1988.
I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I would never want to rule it out totally because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country.
And why is Donald Trump and the number 88 constantly being linked to the idea of time travel and seeing into the future?
In Back to the Future, the DeLorean is able to travel through time once it hits 88 miles per hour.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
In the sequel, the villain Biff Tannen is a hotel casino owning real estate mogul based on Donald Trump.
Who would have thought that with Back to the Future 2, you essentially predicted the situation we're in right now with Biff and Donald Trump?
In the 2001 psychological thriller, Donnie Darko, the main character Donnie, or Donald, is able to see into the future. This character Donald is also obsessed with the sequence of numbers which all add up to 88. There are key scenes in this film that highlight a pattern between Donald, the number 88, and advanced foreknowledge of the future. In 1889, Ingersoll Lockwood published a novel called Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and His Wonderful Dog Bulger. Then he published the sequel, Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. The novels recount the adventures of a boy named Baron Trump as he discovers an underground civilization beneath Russia. The boy is guided by a mysterious figure named Don, who leads him to a time machine. Fleeing danger, Baron Trump travels through different dimensions and timelines, repeating this pattern until he arrives back home at Castle Trump. Ingersoll Lockwood also wrote a dystopian novel called The Last President.
Recently, Trump posted an AI-generated image of himself as the Pope, just 11 days after Pope Francis died on Easter Monday at age 88. Most wrote this off as just another case of Trump being a narcissist. But was it a signal telegraphing in advance that the next Pope would for the first time be an American?
Trump first teased running for president in 1988.
It's 1988, 88.
Through Operation Warp Speed, we're doing it in less than 1 year. Operation Warp Speed is unequaled.
The Scrying Glass. The Crystal Ball.
Operation Warp Speed.
HH.
Enough was enough! And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother! Let Trumpomania rule again! Let Trumpomania make America great again!
Now to the death of wrestling icon Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan died this morning after suffering cardiac arrest in his Clearwater, Florida home.
But there were scandals, too, outside the ring, including what he said about race.
I want you to pay attention to his acronym, Hulk Hogan, which is HH.
HH.
88.
Hulk Hogan died this morning after suffering cardiac arrest.
Operation Warp Speed.
Warp Speed, Mr. Sulu.
So how is President Trump connected to electric car makers Tesla and Nikola?
Warp 2.
Connect the dots for our audience. What do all three have in common?
Well, first of all, let's start off, Alexis, specifically with Tesla and Donald Trump. Go back to the 1940s. The inventor Nikola Tesla died in 1943. The FBI was called in to vet his inventions to make sure there was nothing dangerous there that could fall into enemy hands. And they called an MIT electrical engineering professor, a very esteemed one named John Trump. Now, it turns out that John Trump is, in fact, the uncle of the President of the United States.
How crazy is it that you are working with Elon Musk, today's Tesla?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when Tesla died, it was your genius uncle that was sent to try to figure out what papers should be kept. And
Isn't it great?
How crazy is that?
Actually, so my uncle was a great, brilliant man, my father's brother. But as he went through life, he was very successful as a professor at MIT, but he was also very successful at other things, like discovering genius things. And the United States government gave him an assignment of finding out whether or not Mr. Tesla was the real deal, or was he not the real deal? In other words, was he really great, or was he just an average guy? And my uncle did a report on it, and you know what was nice? He said he was really great.
88. When Nikola Tesla was in his late 80s, very old man, he was given a big awards dinner in New York where the world was thanking him for all the incredible things that he had given to the world. And he said, Nikola Tesla spoke to the audience, and he said, I have to tell you how I got my ideas to do what I've done. He said, every evening before bed, I will put a notepad on the little table next to my bed with a pen or a pencil. And he said, and every morning when I wake up, there's a written invention on the pad. Somebody comes into my room at night and writes down an invention. And the next morning I get up and it's all written out for me. And so I just go to my laboratory and follow the instructions, and I invented radio, or I invented alternating current, or I made this invention or that invention. And today, Nikola Tesla has lit the world and given us radio. But he said he was inspired by someone writing it down when he was sleeping.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
You never die.
I always lie.
That he hath but a short time.
You never die.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time.
Tesla established another company, this time called the Tesla Electric Company, based in Manhattan, New York, where he finalized the designs of the polyphase induction motor, unveiling it to the amazement of the scientific community in 1888, when he presented a landmark paper to the American Institute of Electrical Engineers entitled A New System of Alternating Current Motors and Transformers.
Something that sells for $88 in London sells for $1,300 here, made in the same factory by the same company. But what they don't tell you is that these other countries are smart. They say you can't charge more than $88, otherwise you can't sell your product. But it's all being changed. You know, in the first 4 years, we had the most successful country in history in terms of economics. We had an 88% increase in the stock markets. We had an 88% increase. There's never been any president that had an 88% increase. We had 88%.
Hypnosis is a state of human consciousness involving focused attention, reduced peripheral awareness, and an enhanced capacity to respond to suggestion. The term may also refer to an art.
But there is in Lapland, there is a group of the shamans there who do something called collective dreaming. They will go together in seclusion and do the rituals with, eating very little food and being in a solitude for a long time, and they will go and dream the dreams. And the dream have to be collective, same dream. So coming out of this dream, once of the shaman told me that actually the best thing happened in this planet right now is the Trump to be the president. I said, how is this possible? It's the best thing to happen. He said, yes, because he's so irrational, he's so crazy. That's actually create that awakening, that we finally wake up. Because before it will be another guy and everything looks similar. But he's so different than anything else. So he's the magician who waking us up. What do you think about that? That kind of theory. But look at these two guys, Trump with Kim Jong. The two lunatics, completely horrible human beings, corrupted, and we don't like them because there are lots of good reasons not to like them. I just talked to I was in Rome 2 days ago, and I met one shaman woman from the north of Norway. So this woman told me 3 days ago that the Trump is the best thing happened ever to us, because she believed, not her, but the entire population of this Nordic magician, that he is the magician of the highest order, that he is there in his irrational mind to create confusion in order that the human being can find new order. And it's not so stupid thinking about this in that way. It's completely turning things upside down. Because since Trump is around, things are changing. Because we are waking up.
The Capitol riots happened on a Wednesday.
88. Peering into the future.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Lent is observed over 40 days. It begins with Ash Wednesday.
You know it happened on a Wednesday.
The JFK assassination happened on a Wednesday.
It's 1988. Divination. 88.
Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
You see, according to the Masonic founders of the United States, America has a patron goddess, not a patron god. The goddess Columbia is the chief deity over America, not this masculine god of 88 that is being invoked right now through Trump. This is why the spirit cooking Marina Abramovic who checks off all the boxes to be a high priestess of their goddess Columbia or Easter, is saying she believes Trump's toxic masculine aggression will ultimately serve the divine feminine and quote-unquote wake people up, sending them running scared back into the arms of the great whore, Lady Liberty, the mistress of seduction. But the problem is, when you conjure chaos magic through their god of 88, things can quickly spiral out of control. The last time this entity was invoked at this level, you had World War II, which ended with 2 atomic bombs being detonated. So once released, this proverbial genie is not so easy to get back in the bottle.
1988. Oh, it's 1988. Oh, 1988.